Okay, can you see? Yes. Okay, so I have the topic now about the battery technology from upstream to downstream. So before that, I just want to give briefly the NBRI. That is the NBRI is the Center Excellent Innovation on Battery and Renewable Energy Foundation. That we want to establish that a strong research, not only research but also with industry partner. Yeah, so we want to be Indonesia to become independent in energy. So the other also our mission want to help for the researcher, for young scientists, for students, or for all the yeah to be prepared for the new technology. That is the so helps enabling Indonesia to be independent in energy. So I'm the founder of the National Battery Research Institute, and the co-founder of the National Battery Research Institute is Professor Alan Drew. So the time is just different, 6 hours. So he sent you a regard for this meeting. So the idea is to put together what is the normally the research start from research, and then what the industry, whether you use it or not. But we have to start the research, start from what is the problem in industry, and then we solve. So this is not easy to be applied, yeah, especially in Indonesia, in the research or in the also university, since we are, we have the target for the publication. So this is two different things, yeah. So we want to have also the NBR One map to provide some information about the upstream facility, about the downstream, about the research, battery research in Indonesia, so we are trying to gather most the information. Okay, so we do the R&D, education training, standardization, internship, consultation, and event organization. And then this is the activity we have done so far, more than 200 last year, and then the highlight, some international conference, and then this is our second conference of the ICBREF. Okay, now we come to the more technical. So starting, everybody talk about the battery. Actually, this is not about the battery. We talk about the world need. We are going to the transforming energy toward the sustainability. Yeah. So because there is 17 of the SDG, commitment to the SDG. So many things that all the world have to think about all. So no poverty, everybody has the clean energy, no climate. The climate action is one of the most important too, because something happened, it's come to the more poor people. Yeah, so this is something that we have to think together, not only in Indonesia but all over the world. Yeah, therefore we are going to how to make this the priority in SDG. Yeah, for example, this is, I take this, for example, the climate actions, sustainable city and communities, and industry innovation infrastructure. Yeah, these all gather, yeah, important to be considered. So due to that reason, so currently even Indonesia become the host for the G20. Yeah, one of the topic, the focus to be discussed is about the energy transition towards zero carbon. As you know, the global carbon dioxide always increasing, yeah, increasing, and then it is expected not above the 2 centigrade, because it's will make the world become the catastrophe. Yeah, for example, the sinking water supplies, yes, because of the weather change abruptly. Yeah, we don't have really even Indonesia sometimes we don't have dry season. It should be summer, but Indonesia always raining. That is also a problem. Yeah, this is the increasing incident of severe weather. Yeah, on the other, of course, this also will will make the influence of the product of the food. Yeah. So for this, the government have the program toward net zero emission. Yeah, creating national energy resilience and independence. So Indonesia attend the UNFCCC COP21, yeah, December 2015. Yeah, from that the government there is a regulation for the government, and also last year in Glasgow, yeah, they confirm again that Indonesia will have the commitment that in 2030 we reduce about 29% of the carbon dioxide. So this is very important. Yeah, when it is helped by the international, so they will increase to 41%. Yeah, but Indonesia itself want to reduce to 29%, and then below 1.5 centigrade. So one of the program is the decarbonization. It's a commitment that in 2050, actually, there is we will exit from the coal-fired plants. Yeah, this is already mentioned by the actually electricity company and state company. Yeah, so we want to achieve the carbon neutrality. But for this, we have to do something. I mean, we have to prepare. That is, in 40 years, what we have to do. Once the retirement plan appears in 2050, for example, so we have to replace. So we have to replace since now. We have to prepare the use of the renewable energy, for example. Yes. And then what is the long-term strategy is that, for example, the massive new and renewable energy development, solar, wind, biomass. Yeah, yesterday was already discussed by one of the chairman of the BRIN, yes, the research organization for energy conversion, talking about the geothermal in Indonesia, the possible of biomass. So we have a lot of possible, yeah, to have this new renewable energy. Yeah, but of course this year battery also one of the most important part, because if this is the intermittent. Yeah, you have the wind in when you have the wind, you have the turbine, but you have to store. The same with you have to the sun, and then you have to store. Yeah, that you need the battery. Yeah, so and the other part is the electric vehicle. So from this Paris Agreement, that coming to the regulation, the presidential regulation number 55 2019, yeah, about the accelerating of the electric vehicle based on battery, so full battery. So the government has already mentioned about that. Yeah, this is we have to note here that even in 2025, soon actually, yeah, in 3 years, for four-wheel drive, the electric vehicle 80% should be a local content. But it is impossible to be achieved since 45% of part of the car, the electric vehicle, is from battery. If the battery still be imported, so we cannot reach that. So this is one of we have to think. We have to start Indonesia to have to start with the battery manufacturer to reach that, yeah, that part. So why it's the renewable and also the electric vehicle? If you see here the transportation, yeah, transportation and industry, they contribute the most of to the carbon dioxide. Yeah, so 60% and power 23%. Yes, so if you use the electric vehicle, it means that you will reduce the carbon dioxide. Yeah, so it means here battery are a key technology to achieve Paris Agreement and support the UN SDGs. Yeah, so not only the UN SDGs, or several that address for UN Sustainable Development Goal. Yeah, so this is we see that at 850 million people lack access to electricity worldwide. So we need to do something. The battery industry create this $40 billion in economic value. So it means that the new industry and then new work, the employee. Yes, but of course we have to think also the conventional industry. Yeah, yesterday I asked also to the Ministry of Industry, how about that? Yeah, because we expect the new technology, but we have to prepare for the previous one, the old one. Yeah, And then a battery enable the decarbonization of road transport. Yeah, whenever increasing the the electric vehicle, which will be 20 times, yeah, in to 2030. So it means decreasing directly, yeah, indirectly decreasing the carbon dioxide. So this is why battery are a core technology to realize the energy transition and broaden energy access around the world. Okay, so what is the opportunity of sustainable energy? Yeah, I think mostly now the investor want to invest in the transportation sector. Yeah, because the shift from from ICE, internal combustion engine, to become the electric vehicle. Yeah, the shift from fuel energy to electrical convert. So it means that because this is the future. Yeah, so there's the penetration electric cars, motorcycle at 90% by 2060. Even some country they already confirmed that in 2030 no more conventional or combustion engine cars. Yeah, so this is one of the most important. The other possible is that Indonesia has a huge renewable energy potential. Yeah, either wind, hydro, geothermal, solar energy, bioenergy, and this has not been used. Yes, the potential has not been optimally used. For example, the solar energy. Yeah, we use only 0.15 out of 207 gigawatt. So you see, there are still potential that we have to explore. Yeah. And then the other opportunity is the nickel. Yeah, Indonesia is the largest nickel resources in the world. Yeah, so it means that Indonesia contribute 27% of global nickel production by supplying multiple nickel-based product mix. Yeah, not only for the stainless, yeah, but also for the battery need also the nickel. Yeah, I will explain later where is the relation. But of course, another impact of the battery industry will increase also our GDP. Yeah, this is the revenue. So this is talking about the battery is something that is very important. The heart of the energy transition, I could say that. Yeah. Okay, so there's more technical. How does the lithium battery work? Why the people not talking about the battery? Of course, there are several batteries: sodium battery, sulfur battery, air battery. Yesterday, someone talked about the redox battery, but that is still in the future. Yeah, not yet commercialized. But no, we are working and we are using the lithium-ion battery. Yeah, so the lithium-ion battery was invented by three Nobel Prize in chemistry, Professor Goodenough, Professor Whittingham, and Professor Akiro Yoshino. Yeah, so they invented this what is the lithium-ion battery. We should thank to him, and then I think that I met the really inspired scientist, Professor Goodenough, in 2015 in Colorado. But at the time, he was 95 years old, and then giving an inspiring lecture. Yeah, but thank to God that finally, on his age, 1999, he received the Nobel Prize for his invention. Yeah, this is. Okay, so why is lithium? Because lithium is the lightest solid element in the world. Yes, the lightest. It means that even you change with sodium, it just still lithium is the best. Yeah, since it's have the 3 atoms. Yeah, here it's in the outer. Here. Yeah, it's always want to expel. Yeah, once the electron come out, so it will give you an positive the ions. Yeah, the ions, and then these ions move inside the battery, but it will give you an electron. It run outside the battery. So this is very simple. The battery actually have the simple formula. Yeah. So how much the capacity depending on how much the lithium change to become the ion. So it means that the more electron coming flow outside of this outside of the battery, right? Yes. And then if you have the two different material, anode and cathode, will give you a different potential, and you multiply the electron flow, giving you the current, and then you multiply with the voltage, and you become the it will become the power. Yeah. So all depending on this. Yeah. Okay. This is just. That is how the battery works. Yes. So I'll just charge and discharge during discharging, coming from the anode to cathode, and then during charging from cathode to anode, and then so this will be repeated. Yeah. But of course, sometimes after a few hundred cycles, there will be a reducing of the lithium. Yeah. In the between of the separator, for example, yeah, we call the solid electrolyte interface, as mentioned before by Professor. And then depending, how much, how many time it will be recycled. Yeah, the battery, the good battery, of course, it will be the life cycle more than 1,000 or sometimes 3,000 cycles. Yeah. Okay. Why this is important? Yeah, because of the lightest element, it comparing with the other material, nickel, lead acid. Yes, nickel cadmium, nickel MH. Yeah, metal hydride. The lithium ion is the smaller and the lighter. Yeah, due to this reasons that. The energy density is higher, and then the power density also higher for the acceleration. So it can be used in our electronic devices. Yeah, this is the revolution of the battery. But not only for the electronic devices, it can be used also in at house, the solar rooftop, also a drone. Yes, and then electric vehicle, and also for for a ship. Yes, they use also the lithium battery. So the lithium battery used in all the aspect in daily life. Yeah. So if you have the electricity off from the PLN, from the source, you can still connecting with each other as long you have the battery. But if I can say one day without battery, what happened? You cannot communicate to each other. So therefore, the battery is very important. Yeah. So this is yesterday we had also the plenary talk from the IBC Indonesia on enterprise a company. They want to build the consortium starting from upstream, from nickel, from all the sources. And then to become the manufacturers, and then also to the electric vehicle, yeah, and also the storage. So the PLN, Antam, and ID, Pertamina, they gather, yeah, to build this. Hopefully, Indonesia become the player in the battery in the next decade, yeah, because Indonesia also have the fourth largest population. So it means that we don't need to export, but we can be used. It can be used in Indonesia. Okay. Now, why this important? So I said that whenever you still use the battery, imported battery, 80% of local content cannot be reached, because 35% of inside of the car is battery pack. Yes, battery pack is a key advantage for battery electric vehicle manufacturing in Indonesia. So it means that you still have 35% or up to 45%. Yeah. Why? If you open the car of, for example, this is Tesla, for example. Yeah. If you open the Tesla consists S model has 7,000 cells, small cell. Yeah, cell 18650. Nowadays they change to become to 700 and become to 700. Yeah, a bigger cylinder. So the capacity, because more cathode, so the capacity is larger. Yeah, they reduce the volume actually. Yeah, so it consists of 7,000 of cell. Yeah, the cell make the arranged by to become the module, and then the module arranged to become the battery pack. Of course, you need the battery management system. Yeah. So if you open this one cell, yeah, one cell you open, for example, the 650, it means 18 diameters and 650. So there are a part here, yeah, the anode, the separator and cathode, yeah. So you open again, and how much the component of them, yeah, we can see here, yeah. This is all the component, the battery component breakdown, yeah. So you have the cathode. The cathode is the well, all part is important, so we have to find the resources. But of course, the cathode also to make the battery work, because consisting of the lithium in the cathode material. Yeah. So we see that here the cathode is 31%. So it's bigger amount, yeah, in comparing with the other part. Lithium 7%, yeah, among the cathode material. Okay, so why? Oh, you know already that the electric vehicle 35 to 40% from the battery, and the battery 35% of the cathode. Okay, yeah, keep in mind. So where is the nickel? So we start that upstream, midstream, downstream. Yeah, the raw material is upstream, midstream is the fabrication, the cell manufacturing, downstream is pack manufacturing and until the application. But of course, at the end, the life cycle. Yeah, this is the raw battery material producer. Yes, still like lithium, mostly from top producer from Australia, Chile, graphite from China, nickel Indonesia, cobalt from Congo. So this is yeah, this is between the country. Yeah, so I hope that the supply can be always still working. Yeah, if we make the battery without lithium, it is very dangerous also. Yeah, it means the factory will be stopped. Yeah. Okay, so all this material, yes, we have that, and then China still, you know, dominant, yeah, play the role on this manufacture, yeah, the capacity of various battery component, yeah. Okay, the demand of the material always increasing because the demand of the battery always also increasing. Yeah, there are several kind of the cathode. The three here, NCA is nickel, cobalt, aluminum. Yeah, it has the best performance, specific energy, specific power, but the safety is less. Yeah, so we still have to improve the safety. Yeah, but the NCA and it's used by Tesla. And then the next is the nickel, mangan, cobalt. It's also second best after the NCA, but the cost is also less than NCA. Yeah, so the safety also better. Yeah, so it means that the fabric or the manufacturer depend on their purpose to use. Yeah, for example here like Tesla use NCA, yeah, and then both Chevrolet they use MC, Leaf using LMO, NMC, or BYD using LFP. Yeah, depending of what do you want to for the application. Yeah, I can suggest that for the energy storage they use the LFP. Yeah, because the LFP it has you know longer time life cycle in comparing the NMC, but it's heavier. But it doesn't matter because energy storage you just put and you don't need to, you know, to to carry. Yeah, it just energy storage. Yeah, but for the motorcycle, it's better to use the nickel-based material. Okay, so what is the expectation, yeah, for the LG, SEM, Panasonic, CATL, etc.? So the future, yeah, in 2030, still going to the nickel-rich material, yeah, nickel-rich 811. It means the 80% of the nickel, 10% of cobalt, 10% of the mangan. Yeah, this is the the technology change. Yeah, at the beginning. So we have our team have tried to find out that actually the commercial battery commercial now they still use the NMC 111. Yeah, the 811 has not be commercialized. Yeah, I think 622 already. Yeah, with one company. So it means that the chance of increasing the nickel, it is demanding, yeah. So it means nickel very important, yeah. But of course there is no perfect material. Once you're increasing the nickel, it can increase the capacity. For example, from 111 to 811 to become 200, yeah, 210 milliampere per gram. But there is also the capacity retention decrease, yeah. So there is some work have to be done that by coating, by doping, etc., to improve the performance of this material. Okay. So what is the strategic planning? Yeah, since Indonesia have the global mine production, yeah, this already explained actually in detail by the Miner Association yesterday. Yes, explaining what is the strategy for them to improve from the miners to become the cathode. So there, a lot of discussion on this going on. Yeah. So Indonesia have also nickel, copper, and also cobalt. Yeah. So it means that Indonesia have to really to make the manufacture. The lithium, Indonesia actually we have the brine water. The problem is not much industry explore not yet probably in Indonesia. Yeah, but I hope that soon there's some industry will explore, also explore about the lithium in Indonesia, so we have all the the supply chains. Yeah. So here that Elon Musk said that nickel is vital role. Yeah, the main player, the main component of the battery lithium. So once if we understand the technology, we can be the player, yeah, in the world, right? So I was fortunate to meet the Minister of the Infestation, and then he asked me to go to visit the Morowali, and I saw there this is the Morowali industrial plant. The production of nickel become the steel. Yeah, they have smelter. Yeah, all the production. And some of them they use for the limonite. They mentioned that to become the raw material, the sulfate. Yeah, but 2-3 years ago, I think 2019, I said that we should not. Yeah, we should make it in Indonesia. Don't bring the nickel sulfate, cobalt sulfate, the raw material, the battery component, the main battery component to abroad. It is better to make the factory in Indonesia. Yeah, it is once I have that mentioned. Yeah, so we visit one of the smelter nickel Indonesia in Balaraja. They have the production of MHP. Yeah, okay. What is the relation? So here you see the supply chains. So starting from the nickel ore, and then there is a smelter, yeah, HPAL or smelter. You need it become the nickel matte or MHP. Nickel matte, I think in Vale, the Vale industry, they produce the nickel matte. And then from the MHP, you need the refinery plant to become the sulfate. Yeah, there is a process refinery here. Yeah, to become nickel sulfate, cobalt sulfate. It's done also with the our collaborator from ITB, Professor Zaki. Yeah, and then the other mangan ore, this is part also important. It is done by the team in Lampung, BRAIN. Yeah, from mangan ore to become mangan sulfate. So if you have the mangan sulfate, nickel cobalt sulfate, so you have the precursor plant. So you make the precursor, and then afterward you need the lithium. Yeah, the lithium here, and then you can make the the cathode material. So actually the process is not so difficult, yeah, but the most difficult maybe here because the smelter is big industry, right? Okay, the application of course you can use for the electric vehicle energy storage, yeah. So we can see here that from nickel to battery there is an added value, yeah, starting from 1.1 to up to cathode 55 times, and then the battery cell 150 times. So I hope that Indonesia not only selling the MHP or nickel sulfate, but Indonesia can produce the battery, yeah, not only the cathode but the battery. So will will give the Indonesia prosperity increasing, yeah, prosperity of the people, yeah, the world, yeah, if it can be processed in Indonesia. Okay, so this is a this is one done in ITB from MHP to become the nickel sulfate, yes. And then the other, this is the from mangan ore to become the mangan sulfate. Yes, that is also it's important. And then we do collaboration with the Indonesia Miner Association. Yes, APNI. Yes, that we discuss. And then I think we have a good relation. And then they introduce us also to one of the company, GB Industri Nickel. Yes, that is Dr. Chandra. He is the the president director of the GB Nickel. And then actually he already produced the nickel ore to be to MHP to until the nickel sulfate. Yeah, so I asked him whether he want to continue to become to make the cathode, but he said that okay, let the others do. Yeah, so we have the real material from the local. Yeah, so we try to do the material characterization, synthesizing to the cathode. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, after 5 hours that we leave
okay,
here.
this is the only example processing of the of the solvent of NMC111. Okay, so the process, what is the process? They are to process, first making the precursor, and then the second making the the cathode, the active material. Yeah, they have to process here. First, we need the CSTR, and then do all the co-precipitation either by hydroxide or with oxalate or with carbonate. Yes, and then the second, the process of solid state reaction, you need to add the lithium. So these two process. Yeah, still the best, though longer. Yeah. So this is what we do. Yeah, the first co-precipitation or the nickel cobalt sulfate mixed together and soften, and then the second you add the lithium. Yeah, this is the process. And then yeah, this is one example. This is the first for the co-precipitation. Yeah, we have that, and then and the other having the filtering the material. Okay, so what is the product? The precursor product is like this, yes, the slurry, and then after we dry to become like this, the precursor. This is already increasing the add value, and then the next step. Oh yeah, I would say that why it's green, because this 80% of nickel, and nickel it's nickel sulfate. The color is green, but what is the color? Yeah, green, blue green. Yeah, like Tosca. So it's coming like that. The one I saw before 111 more mangan, so it become reddish, yeah, or pink. Okay, the second step you have to put the lithium. Yeah, you do sintering, and finally you will receive the product. Okay, so what we are doing is the laboratory scale and pilot scale. It's just two different things. Yeah, it's not. If you can be succeeded in making a small amount, it's not easy to make in the pilot. So we design the first design already, yeah, patent. Yes. Here is the manual, semi-manual, and then the next generation, the second generation is automatic, because this can be industrialized. So we make the production of 20 liter each process. Yeah, the second generation is all automatic. Yeah, so we have that. So no in our laboratory. Yeah. Okay. So this is the product. Of course, you have to check the characterize. This is a normal you have to do to know what is the quality, and do do some characterization with XRD, yeah, and then check all the steps. Yeah, you have to do the component, the element with XRF, and then also the precursor, the obtained precursor, comparing again with the benchmark, and then finally you obtain. This is the first we obtain the 111, which is the comparison between the two peak above 1.2. So it means that this is good material. We can make it from the local. So this the first local material. Yeah. So we do also 721, and then the result also good. So we are still working on making the battery. So the next step is the battery. We have to make to prove that it works. So we're working together with the Ministry of Industry. Yes. And then we discuss, and then we make the pot shell, yeah, in that laboratory, and finally we do some testing, yeah. It's this some fail, some, yeah, the cathode also very important. Finally we make some samples, and then of course we do some testing. We need to do testing, and then yeah, the sample is good, yeah. So we are glad to say that we can produce from the local material to become the battery. Though, yeah, we still need to improve more, and then to make a good battery from this. Yeah. So this is the showing the cycle. Yeah, until 10 cycle. Yeah, still, and then we make also the comparison with the benchmark. We do some characterization also with the commercial one. It is important to understand, and then how actually I could say that why our capacity is less than the commercial one. When we try to find out, actually they have the long of the cathode is 90 centimeter, ours is only 65. So now we have to find out how to make it longer, yeah, to become in the same cell. Yeah. So this is our battery cell. Yes, performance, and then with the commercial one. So this is one we produce in our lab. Okay, finally, this is just application of the conversion of bike we have done. So we designed this is the conventional bike, and then we change to the electric bike, and then we design also, yeah, of course we have to put the motor, etc. And we make also the pack, yes, the battery pack, which is 48 volt and 50 ampere hour. The speed can be about 39 kilometer per hour. So it can run until 100 kilometer. So that is the one. Then we need also to do the inspection, and then if something wrong with your energy storage, not always all the battery wrong, but maybe you have to check it one by one. So this is also one of our work. So this is a few weeks ago, we were invited by Nexus to have the exhibition in Western. So we prepare and we show that, yeah, that is the time we met Dr. Danny. Yeah, thank you for the invitation. It is important to, to explain about the material, how important the material as part of this electric vehicle and also storage. Okay, finally, I want to say thank to the team. Yes, this is the team committee also of the ICBREF, and then without the support, this conference and also won't happen. Thank you for all the participants.
Okay, thank you, Professor Rafi Kartini.